This is Watch Your Style. Today I'm going to be doing a review on probably one of the heaviest hitters right now in the watch game. That is the Patek Philippe 5976 40th anniversary in white gold. So this watch was released in the fall of 2016, and I remember when I saw it in pictures, I just couldn't believe it. Initially, when I saw it, I thought it was going to be just like a 5980 or something of that nature, you know, 40.5 millimeter case, just with a nice fancy blue dial. Then I started seeing like a bunch of memes and a bunch of like flutter in the whole, in the whole industry about that the watch was too large. They were saying, they were cracking these jokes saying that Patek had partnered up with Invicta and made it like a huge watch. So it kind of caught me off guard, because Patek being such a conservative brand, I really didn't think that they would make such a large case Nautilus. But when I saw it, I couldn't believe it. At first they were saying it was like 48 millimeters, and I thought to myself, impossible. Patek won't do nothing ever, anything that's so gaudy and over the top. They wouldn't ruin their stuff like that. But let me tell you, the sheer size of it is badass. It's like the riding that wave right before you wipe out and make the watch too big. But definitely, I feel like it needed a little bit of more size. I can't tell you how many people I have showed the 5980 to, and when they kind of try it on, they kind of just have this like disappointment. They're just kind of like sad-faced. Mostly because they're probably used to wearing watches like AP and 42 millimeter or 44. So when I first saw the watch in the size, I was just like, damn.
Anything that has to do with boating, it just goes hand in hand, It's crazy though, because it's called the Nautilus, and it sounds like very like marine, but I would probably like never put a watch like this inside the water. Not even a 5980, not even a 5980 in steel. It's just really not for the water. Even though it's called the Nautilus, I mean, don't let it fool you. I don't know, it's not a Submariner, pretty much that's all I gotta say.
One of the things that I really like about this watch the most is that the dial has baguette stick indicators. Now, the way that it's laid out is so classy that, believe it or not, I've had a couple people not even notice that it had diamonds on it. I've had a couple Patek collectors that had not seen it yet at the moment or didn't do too much research because of whatever reason. They were caught up on business trips. They didn't notice that it had diamonds on the dial. That's how subtle the diamond baguettes are. So I really like that. I love the blue tone of the dial. And one thing that I wasn't too sure of when I saw it initially released was I didn't think I was gonna like the whole 40th anniversary thing that they put on the dial for the Nautilus. At first that was something I saw and I thought, man, that's a little bit too much. But let me tell you, when you see the watch in person, it's out of hand. It is so badass. The dial is beautiful, and I was wrong to judge it without seeing it in person. So one of the things that's really unbelievable about this watch is the price right now. This is a limited edition. They only made 1,300 pieces of this watch, which is pretty remarkable considering the fact of how hot the market is right now for the Nautilus. I mean, the timing was impeccable for them to release this watch. With a retail price of $93,000, which they kind of undervalued it in my opinion, but I think that was all just part of the plan, $93,000 is a lot of bang for your buck if you were able to grab one of these at that moment at retail price. Chances are you probably didn't, but if you did, God bless you. Right now these watches at the market today in 2018 is probably going for around $210,000. I mean, talk about a markup. There just isn't enough of these watches, and right now the Nautilus is super hot. Then you got the whole bling industry where they're flooding these watches with diamonds and stuff like that. There's only 1,300 of these pieces in the whole world, and I would say a good 25 of them have already been flooded with diamonds. So that alone will raise the prices of the factory looking ones. So if you can get your hands on one, it's something you might want to jump on. I almost say it's like you're gonna miss the bus. They were selling for $150 and people were holding off. Then the price went to $175 and people held off. Then they went to $190. I mean, at some point you got to get on the bus. I project, personally, in my opinion, that the ceiling for this watch might be $250. We're at $210 right now, but I wouldn't doubt it that somebody will pay $250,000 to have one, just to have it, because you just simply can't get it. One of the interesting things about this watch that I like is the box that it comes in. They kind of did a throwback to the original Nautilus box, which is like a little small box with the cork material on the outside. Thought that was pretty cool. You know, they kind of threw back the whole box from the past, and it's small. So it was a good touch. You know, I could only imagine what a box like that is gonna be worth in 15 to 20 years when some of these like disorganized collectors lose these boxes. But we'll have to sit back and wait and see what just happens with that. So when it comes to the Patek 5976, I mean, guys, I don't want to be just stressing that it's size. Look, I don't like huge watches, okay? But I think everybody can agree that the Nautilus could have been a little bit bigger. I was absolutely stunned and surprised that they actually went for a bigger size case. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I just could not believe it. And when you try it on, it's massive, you know? And when I mean massive, I don't mean massive like an AP44. I'm just saying it's got a lot of oomph behind it. You know, it's a perfect size watch. The bracelet is thicker all the way around. The proportions are amazing and perfect. Overall, it's probably the hardest hitting Nautilus at the moment. You know, I think the only thing they could have done to make this watch better would have been to make it in rose gold. But then again, that's kind of like far off from Patek's MO, and that would have been just giving the consumers too much. They would have made this watch in rose gold, and it probably would have annihilated the sales of all the other ones. Rose gold would have almost been taking it too far, and it almost would have been too easy. Could you imagine this watch in rose gold with a blue dial? It's already game over. You know what? The retail's $93,000, but I see it as a $200,000 watch right off the gate, from the minute it came out. You know, besides the fact it's got value, price, and exclusivity, I mean, pretty much if you got one of these 40th anniversary Nautiluses, you're obviously not an amateur. You're obviously deep and heavy in the watch game, and you're pulling major moves. I mean, it's probably one of those grail watches for almost any collector at the moment. I mean, I just don't see how there's gonna be enough to go around. You know, I don't know how somebody could buy this watch and end up selling it. I mean, I get it. You know, it's not for everybody. Sometimes you buy it and you realize that it's a little bit too big. But one thing I realized off the bat is the sheer weight of it. I mean, it's got some weight to it, man. I would say it weighs more than an AP 41 millimeter rose gold. It's a heavy watch, and it's definitely a heavy player. So if you like this video, please like and share. Also, subscribe to our channel. My name is Eric. Watch your style.